Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a Spider-Man can. Psst. Hey guys, Chris Chavez here with another episode of Nerd News. That's when everyone was supposed to say Nerd News at the same time in their living room. We'll work on that for next episode. But Marvel sure has been busy lately, haven't they? They have a monster of a hit on their hands in Endgame. It's not only breaking box office records, but it is sinking ships. It just knocked off Titanic for being the second highest grossing movie of all time. Take that, James Cameron. But in all amazing good Marvel fun times, the latest trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home came out today, and boy was it great. Now, they did say that there would be a spoiler to Endgame if you haven't seen Endgame in this trailer, and of course, so if I'm going to say what happened in this trailer, so if you haven't seen Endgame, I apologize. It's been out over a week. Watch the movie. So the trailer starts off with Peter mourning the loss of Tony. I mean, Tony dies at the end of Endgame, and it sends a ripple throughout the whole MCU, is what I'm guessing from this trailer. You see him doing his Spider-Man stuff, but in the back of his mind, he misses Tony. You see at the very beginning, he's in his suit, and he's on looks like a rooftop, and you see a mural of Iron Man, and he's just looking at this mural like, damn, I can't believe you're gone. He has a little heart-to-heart with Happy, and they're both talking about how much they miss him. And Happy was like, he wouldn't have done this if he knew you were safe. And it's just like I said, it's a ripple effect of him passing. And there's going to be a lot of characters, not just in Spider-Man, that are going to feel the loss and the effect of losing Tony. So after Spider-Man does his heroic Spider-Man things and catches thugs, he decides, you know what, I've had a break from all this. I just want to go on a trip with my friends. He tries to do that. What happens? Nick Fury calls him for something that's going on. And what does Spider-Man do? Hangs up on him. No one hangs up on Nick Fury. No one. And of course, Peter goes on his merry way on his vacation, having a good time, taking photos, tourist things, kids stuff. And who finds him? Who is in his hotel room other than Nicholas J. Fury? And if Nick Fury travels across the globe to visit you, something's going down. Or you're going down. One of the two. So Nick Fury takes Spider-Man into this little cave where he introduces him to Mysterio, played by Jake Gyllenhaal. First of all, Mysterio is one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, and two, Jake Gyllenhaal is an amazing actor. Put the two together, and Mysterio does have a fishbowl head. If you don't know, Google it. It's pretty cool, actually. So Spider-Man and Mysterio, they meet for the first time. They interact in pleasantries, they shake hands, and Mysterio says, I could use you in my world. Peter is confused. He's like, your world? And Nick Fury drops the bomb that he's from another dimension. A multiverse. Come on, if you've read Marvel Comics, if you've read Spider-Man, you hear the word multiverse in this movie, and already you're like, my spider senses are tingling. And we know a little bit or two about the multiverse already. A Academy Award-winning animated Spider-Man that came out not too long ago, titled Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, dealt with this. Many different iterations of Spider-Man, many different worlds, many different possibilities. They are now taking that and placing it into the MCU. So next we see Spider-Man fighting the Elementals. Now the Elementals are the big giant fire, water, and earth creatures. Now the fan theory, which I agree with, is Mysterio is making these things do horrible acts on the world, making himself look like the good guy and recruiting Spider-Man to help him destroy the bad elementals. I could be wrong, I could be right. If I'm right, that'll be a first, to be honest. We get a great glimpse of the noir Spider-Man suit, which makes me so happy. because Noir and Scarlet Spider are my two favorite suits. And if you haven't read or know anything about those iterations of Spider-Man, I suggest you read them because they are fantastic stories. We see Mysterio again using his Doctor Strange kind of power to destroy the elementals. But we finally get a perfect glimpse of him in his fishbowl helmet, which, to be honest, if you look at the comic, looks silly. So it's like, how are they going to take that image and make it look into something just menacing or something that's just really cool and not like a Buzz Lightyear like, I'm Mysterio. And of course, MJ in this trailer asks, or, guesses, you're Spider-Man. And he's like, what? No. Why would you think that? I mean, at this point, I think everyone knows that Peter is Spider-Man. He might as well go to the same route as Tony Stark and say, I'm Spider-Man, like he did in Civil War. He took off his mask at that press conference, which I thought was going to happen at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming, by the way. They should have done that. And there's a quick little shot that I don't know if you guys caught. Peter Parker takes off some sunglasses and he goes, oh my god, you realize whose sunglasses those are? Those are Tony Stark's sunglasses. Insert the tears here. And also it looks like we're going to get a little bit more Happy Hogan in this movie. Now, Happy Hogan, he was missing since Iron Man, I think it was 2, was the last time we really saw him have more screen time. And we saw him in Endgame a little bit, but now in this movie, it looks like he's going to be, I guess, filling that dad role that Tony had left for Peter. Which I'm glad that, if that's true, I really think that's a perfect replacement, not a replacement, but a filler for Tony as, Peter gets over his death or tries to get over his death. And there's a shot in this trailer where Peter says the world needs the next Iron Man. And he's doing something with a computer hologram on his arm. So it looks like some of the tech, I don't know if Tony left some tech for him or unfinished tech, but I think there's going to be something new besides the Noir suit in this movie. But to be the next Iron Man, I don't think it'll be Peter. I think Peter will try to follow in that footsteps, but I think Shuri is going to be the next Iron Man, specifically when it comes to technology and just tinkering with things and making them amazing. So, Spider-Man Far From Home, what do you guys think? This is the final chapter in Phase 3. From this point on, things are going to be completely different in the MCU. Thanks for joining, guys, and if you enjoyed this episode, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified of new episodes down the road. And until next time, remember, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man needs to go on vacation once in a while. So let him go on vacation.